Good day, Harlequin here. Oh my word, I have such a treat for you today. I was playing Minecraft the other day and I found out that you can transfer files from the PS3 Minecraft to PS4, right? So then I realized, oh, I could upload the Sharance village that I was working on ages ago onto my PS4 and then actually play it again. It's been like months and months. I haven't touched this file in ages. And I can finally have a look at it, so I've just loaded it up now and we're going to go on a little tour. In case you didn't know, this project I was working on, it's basically a recreation of a village from a game called Rune Factory 3. It's like a fantasy Harvest Moon, just like this farming game which I used to absolutely love when I was younger. So I started making this recreation of the village because it's a very colourful village and it's got lots of personality. So I started working on that. It was like my big serious Minecraft project. So yeah, we're gonna go on a little tour. So this tree here is the Sharance tree. It's this special tree and it has special significance in the story of the game. It's like I can't exactly remember actually. It has been a while, but it's a very important tree. As you can see, it is obviously very large. It did take a long time to build, yes, and it was one of my favourite parts of the whole village. So, yep, that's that. I'm not sure what this stuff is. I think this is the mailbox. So I tried to make it like true to the actual game. So in the game, the protagonist is called Mika, and he's this human who is half human, half monster, and he is the one who actually lives in this tree. So that's why I call it Mika's mailbox. So let's go inside. So this is Mika's house. Oh my gosh, it's so nostalgic. I spent weeks on this place. So this is actually true to the actual game. Mika's bed is here, and then this is the book that you use to save your game. And then there's various furniture around. Yeah, there's a table there. Jukebox, bookshelf. Here's where you can read up about the game and controls and whatnot. Here, I can't remember what exactly was in here. I think this is where you can keep your materials. You can go like into dungeons and get materials for monsters. And you can, if you want, you can put them in there. And here's the kitchen. It's a little bit all over the place because it's inside a tree, so I wanted to give it like an organic look. So I put these vines out. But they've sort of become overgrown over time, so it looks a bit wild. So that's what I did. This this contraption is supposed to be the fridge or the freezer or whatever. And I guess this was my idea of making it look like a freezer, I suppose. And yeah, here's the kitchen, so all the kitchen appliances and stuff are in there. So there's the farm. I'm gonna go down there in a second, but let's go up here first. I don't know if you can see that, but there's water dripping. The reason why there's water dripping is because there's literally a huge reservoir of water right above our heads. Because I'll show you in a second when I'm done with the tree. So when you go upstairs, there's like this workshop. So here's where you can craft certain objects. Here's where you can craft armor and stuff. And here's like the pharmacy, so you can craft like potions and stuff for going questing. So that's that there. Oh, this is like my favourite, like one of my favourite builds ever. But yeah, so that's Mika's house. And if you go down here, you actually go to the farm. So underneath the tree, so essentially in the roots of the tree, there's this farm, which I call Sharance Farm. And you can grow your various crops. There's different crops you can grow depending on the season. And oh my gosh, I used to love like going into like coming out of winter and then growing all the spring crops and stuff. It was an awesome game. I love that game. So yeah, in Minecraft I started planting all this stuff. I think those are carrots. I think those are carrots. Yeah, and all this wheat and whatnot. And then the coolest part is that you can take all these fresh crops and you can go upstairs and you can actually cook with them, and then you can sell the dishes in town and make some money that way. So it's really cool. Yeah, it's like watermelon. Yeah. So that's that. So the reason why it's kind of see these sort of pillars is because it's wood, like the bark for trees. So I tried to make it like rough. That's why it looks kind of like that. If you're wondering, this little house is actually the monster barn. So in this game, you can keep monsters similar to how a farmer would keep cows and sheep. So this is where you would actually keep them. So in the game, there aren't really animals, they're monsters, which are kind of like little parodies of animals. So there's like chicken monsters, cow monsters, which I can't remember what they're called. This is an Omelet Room, so I'm assuming this is where the chicken monsters are, but I have no idea why there are sheep in here. I have no idea why there are sheep in here. And this is where the chickens hang out. Well, yes, that's the Omelet Room. So yeah, in the actual game, you can give the rooms different names. So I named the room based on what monsters I put in there. So I put chickens in there, I call it Omelet Room. This is a fluffy room, so this is where the sheep are supposed to be, but apparently there's a cow in here. So yeah, I just, these decorations aren't really in the game, but I just did that because they look cute. So I put that in there. I don't know why there's a cow in here. Maybe they're doing some interspecies breeding or whatnot. Chewy room had, oh, I can't remember what was in there. Don't think it was cows though. Oh, maybe that's why they got out, because I put pressure plate. Creamy room was supposed to be for the cows. And shroomy room, there was no such thing that I made. I think that was just to put mushrooms, because this is Minecraft variation. Well yeah, that's the monster barn. Let's go outside. So yeah, in the game you can actually take this ladder up into your house and go down or up into the farm and whatnot. So that's that. Let's go out. So let me show you a little bit about the exterior of the tree. I started off by making the very first block probably was this one. And I made the stairwell first, and then I built all of the bark and stuff around it. And I was getting really annoyed about it because I wanted it to be symmetrical, like perfectly symmetrical. So it took me ages to sort of work out the best dimensions for the base of it, and then I just built it up. Added some trees to make it look more organic, and then built up to this tree part. So this is what I was talking about before. There's like a huge reservoir in here. Now, I can't remember exactly why there's a reservoir here. It might have something to do with trying to fill up this space. But yeah, for some reason there is a water reservoir here. And yeah, the trickiest part of all of this was doing the leaves. The leaves took me a really long time because obviously there are a lot of them. So I got my sister Electric Blue to help me do the leaves. And we made it nice and lush and big, so that's why it looks like a lovely green afro. If you go down here in the game, you go to the dungeon. So there's what's really cool about the game is that there's a dungeon for every season. So there's a summer dungeon, which looks like a desert, which is why there's a random cactus here. So that's so the desert is called Sol Terrano Desert Summer Dungeon, and then there's a winter dungeon. It's called the Vale, and there's a spring one and a fall one, which I never got round to starting. This world is actually only half finished, maybe 1/8 finished. Yeah, I didn't get round to finishing it all. But let's move on the tour. Next along is the Bathhouse, an inn, and it has a specific name, but I can't remember what it is, but I'm sure there's a signpost here somewhere. So yeah, it's like it's supposed to be like a Japanese style inn, which is why the whole building is on stilts, which was an interesting challenge because we had to figure out the correct dimensions of it and then place these stilts on and then fill all of this up with water, which is a little bit of a challenge. I mean, I'm looking down here. Yeah, that was a little bit tricky. And there's a random cow trapped on a lily pad. So yeah. Here's the inn. Oh wait, here's the sign. Miyako Inn, yeah, and Paradise Bathhouse, yeah, yeah. This is the place. This is another one of my favorite buildings because it took me ages, and I think it turned out really well. So let's look at the lobby. This is the lobby. So in the game, you can walk up to here and you talk to the inn manager, and then she'll tell you stuff. can't remember. Welcome to Miyako Inn at Paradise Bathhouse. Please enjoy your stay. Over here, in the game, it's like one of these sort of like harem games. So there's like one guy protagonist, and there's like the town is like filled with girl characters, and you can choose which girl you want to like befriend and eventually marry. And there's this one girl called Sakia, and she likes to collect. She's a bit of a weirdo. She likes to collect monster parts, which is why there are monster parts here, and you can go here and buy parts from her, which is why she has her own little stand. So if we go into their bedrooms, like stalkers, there's a girl in the game called Pia, and she's actually a mermaid, or half mermaid, no, full mermaid, and basically she turns into a mermaid when it starts to rain and she gets wet. So this is Pia's room. I think in the game Pia's the one who I decided to marry actually, because I thought she was really adorable. So Pia's baby. So Pia likes squid. So she has a bath in her room and she keeps squid in her bath. I mean, you can take that however you want, but that's what she does. She likes to keep the squid, and she also helps to manage the bathhouse because she loves taking baths because obviously she's a mermaid, so she's into that stuff. Shino is the manager of the inn, and she used to be a fighter, which is why I put lots of pictures of swords in her room. I wonder if there's nothing in the chest. Yeah, so I wanted to make it look kind of like mature. There's a little basin here, like weapons everywhere. So that's Shino, and Shino's Sakuya is actually Shino's daughter actually, and like I said, she loves monster parts, so I put like creepy heads all over her room and a shriveled plant. So yeah, that's their room. So yeah, I tried to inject the personality of the different characters into the actual buildings and things, which was really fun to do, and I really enjoyed that. So let's take a look at the actual bathhouse, Paradise Bathhouse. So in the game you can come here, and then if you rest up you can recover your health or stamina or something. So there's split into ladies and gents. Obviously you're the male protagonist, so you'll never be able to go into the ladies side. You're always going to the gent side. So I made the two halves perfectly symmetrical, including the plants, and inside I can't remember if this is... No, this isn't in the game. I added a sauna. This is just my creative directive. I just put a sauna in here, and there's exactly a similar one on the other side. And here is the actual bathhouse. So it's like a hot spring thing going on. So you can just chill here, which is cool. And I put these reeds in the way for some kind of like censorship, so if you're kind of trying to sneak a peek, can't really see properly because of the reeds. Yeah, I found that quite amusing at the time, probably too much so. But anyway, let's look at the lady side. I'm never really sure. I think the reason why that didn't grow all the way is because the mat's there, but that's fine. So the girl side, I made it pink. They have their own sauna as well, and it's essentially exactly the same but opposite. So yeah, that's the bathhouse. And I made a little furnace here, and it looks really cozy. That's another feature that I really like. This was actually quite a challenge because the fire kept wanting to break free, as it were. So I had to put end stone or nether stone so that it wouldn't burn out, and also cover it in all this stone so it wouldn't spread and burn the whole place down. But yes, let us go upstairs. Okay. Here is upstairs. So upstairs there are 3 guest rooms, and I named them guest room 1. So this is the first one, just a plain room, single bed. You know, the basics. This one's guest room 2. This one's a double bed. And then this one is guest room 3. So this is supposed to be like the fancy one. So I put like a little tree in there. Yes, a tree indoors, and a bookshelf and another double bed and a nice little flower there. And for some reason there's a view of the bathhouse, but you can't really see what's going on very well, so that's fine. No need to be concerned about that. Also, I found that making this building on this scale, it opens up lots of space for different things. So there isn't actually a banquet suite in the game, but I put this in there because I thought it would be a creative use of the roof space. So, ooh, there's a jukebox there, and there's a little bar, and there's like a banquet table, and put more of these vines. If you've you might have noticed that there's a lot of red and purple carpet, because that's the color palette of this particular building, which is true to the game. And here originally was supposed to be like an aquarium, and I put a bunch of squid in here, but they all disappeared, and it makes me a little bit sad. But I keep putting squid back in there and they disappear. That makes me a bit upset, but that's fine. So yeah, you can just stay on the balcony and look over. Have a look-see. But yeah, let's go back. Let's go downstairs again. Okay, so that's the bathhouse and inn. Over here is like a shrine. So this is my attempt at the shrine. Apparently in the game there's 4 different dragons, each for each element. And this particular game, Rune Factory 3, you have to fight the water dragon. And yeah, so I just put up this shrine here as dedication to that. You might notice that building isn't finished yet. That was actually the last building I was working on before I had to stop this project. But yeah, this is Blaze's Diner. You can come here to get some food. Legit noms here. Let's go inside. So yeah, this is another good building because I feel it's very warm and inviting, and it's got this sort of western vibe, and I created that using sandy textures and warm colors and like nice warm wood and stuff. So welcome to Blaze's Diner menu. I had probably too much fun with this menu, let me tell you. So I put the starter, main dish and dessert. So for starter you can have carrot nibbles with dip, fresh baked bread, there's extra stuff. All our ingredients sourced fresh from nearby Sharance farm. Enjoy your meal. Good family fun. That's the Blaze's way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I don't know what to say. Menu, order up, folks. Okay. This is me being quirky when I'm younger. Main dish: Blaze's sizzling steak (TM) with gravy, or you can have luscious roast chicken, or you can have juicy pork steaks, lip-smacking roast fish, hearty mushroom stew. And for dessert, you can have Blaze's heavenly homemade sponge cake, punch-in pumpkin pie, choc chip delights, yummy organic apple wedges. Whoa, dude, watermelon with choc dip. Well, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? Here is supposed to be like a worktop for the kitchen. Here's the ovens for the kitchen, and here's the pantry. They store all their ingredients, which aren't in there. It's all empty. Wash basin. This little seating area is where the actual family who live here come and eat. So I put this cute little thing here. Let's go upstairs and find out who lives in this building. So it's like in the village, it's like a small village, so everyone runs their own business and they live upstairs. So people living upstairs, let's have a look. Nothing out there. So there's another girl you could marry called Colette, and she's obsessed with food, and she enters like eating contests, and these are her trophies. I think that's don't know what that is, ender pearl. So those are golden apple. Those are her eating trophies. I put food in her chest. This is like the only chest with stuff in it, and it's got food in it because it's Colette's. Bed, and yes. So I made it orange because she wears an orange dress, and she's got blonde hair, so that's why I use orange and yellow for this room. And then who else lives here? we've also got Blaze and Rusk. So Rusk is Colette's brother, and he also likes food, but he loves candy and sweets, and he hates vegetables. And Blaze is the owner of the restaurant, and he's like a cowboy type of character. So I tried to make this room kind of like masculine, in a kind of stereotypical way, or lots of blue and stuff. But yeah, that's that. That's their room. And there's a little rooftop thing going on here, which is more extra space, and you can see the town square from here. And let's go back downstairs. Oh, I forgot about this part. This is the outdoor seating area, which is actually in the game, but what isn't is this stage. I put like a stage so there can be like performances whilst you're having your steak or whatever, and that's kind of cool. Yeah, so let's have a look at the town square. So the square itself, interestingly enough, sits on top of like a river or a lake. This is a real challenge to do because the square is actually round. So if you imagine Minecraft, it makes it a bit challenging to make round structures. But there you have it. I tried my best with it. So this is where you can hold. Well, this is when there's a festival. This is where you go to sign up to the activities. So that's that. So the mayor's usually standing like right over here, and he tells you the rules of the different mini games and stuff that you can play and whatnot depending on the season. I love games that are like seasonal. It's like there's different stuff you can do depending on the season, and that's really nice. There's a fountain there, benches. It's a really nice space. And then down this way, obviously you can see it's not quite finished yet. There's still more that can extend from here, but I shall show you the final building. I've only got 5 minutes left. I want to keep this at 30 minutes. We'll see how it goes. Okay, this slightly dark place is the blacksmith, and this is where you go to get new weapons for hunting if you don't want to craft them yourself. And that's why it's got kind of like this dimmed down vibe, because it's more of a darker building. And this is the forge. It's nice and fiery, and it's got all this bric-a-brac and furniture around. So yeah, that's the armory. If we go upstairs, I don't think it's finished. Oh yeah, it's not finished because there's no roof. But yeah, originally this was supposed to be, let me try and remember, one of these rooms. I think this room was supposed to be room to a girl called Raven, and she has red hair, and she's actually half, I'm not sure there's a spoiler actually, spoiler alert, but she is actually half phoenix. So, and she's like really quiet and kind of I can't think of the word, but she's like a really cool character. But yeah, so that's what I've done so far. I mean, this project was really close to my heart, and I put a lot of effort into it, as you can see. But yeah, I don't think I'll be able to finish it actually, sadly, because I've misplaced my DS, which I was taking references from. So it's going to be very difficult to recreate this, but I suppose I shall continue to work on my Valhalla and Monster Hunter project, and I hope it shall come out as well as this. That would make me very happy. So yeah, thanks for watching. There will be another dream tour coming soon. The next one will be a world that me, Kelvin, my sister and his brother created. It's like an original village, quirky little village, and I'll give you a tour of that as well. So yeah, look forward to it.